Hello everyone! We are back to the main playthrough of this walkthrough. Joining me today is Skyzo, and Murdaugh is defeated. How you doing, Skyzo?
Hello YouTube, I'm doing well.
And what happens now is all of our dead party members get revived by this quasi-godlike being that is never gonna show up again.
He's never gonna show up again.
Well, it's a she actually, but yeah, like throughout the game, in part 1 there was this mountain spirit that I think was called Rubus or something like that, and she was the voice in the sky that told Nevin to join us, and she interacted with us a few other times. Now she's never gonna show up again, so make of that what you will.
Well, why is she not gonna show up again? What happened? Isn't we'll catch that?
I don't know. She just sort of disappears.
Okay, so it's just something that I guess the writers forgot about.
Basically. Anyways, we go back to Port Haven, and now we're gonna go up to the new village. What we're doing now is, since Murdaugh is defeated and we've supposedly saved the world, now we're just on a quest of self-discovery, where Rex tries to find his real-world body. Also, I transferred some Waters of Amor to Carver for a future boss. And I'm gonna encounter Cancel real quickly here, because moving on oceans, they use very little steps on the step counter. So that's that. Other than that, it'll be another chill episode. That'll be nice, eh, Skyzo?
It's pretty good. So this would be the post-game, right?
No, it's like the second third of it.
Well, I guess it makes sense. The reason I thought it was a post-game was because I guess it's like defeating Mortal, but I mean, I guess he's not the final boss since there's still more content afterward, but...
No, this is nowhere near done. We haven't even gotten all our party members yet. For example, here's our next one, right now. He's in bed, paralyzed due to a bite on the bum. And if you talk to the townsfolk, they'd say he transforms into a monster every night and sorta rampages through the town. He's never actually hurt anyone though, and he saved them from some monsters, so they feel too bad to tell him the truth. We're gonna help him with that.
How are the characters going to help?
You'll see. I don't recall how you're supposed to know this, but there are some seeds of reason at the top of this mountain. We grind them to dust, and we'll solve that little monster problem of his.
Oh, so it's just a fetch quest.
Basically. It's optional, though. Like, you don't actually need to do this at all. We're just doing it because Amos is really, really good. Or at least he starts off really good. He basically has really high join stats, but very low growths. Even so, his base stats are high enough to where he's even stronger than Carver, and that's ridiculous.
I mean, okay, from what I understand, you have to do this little fetch quest in order to be able to get to just make him join your party, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought this little fetch quest was optional as well, and I was confused.
Nope. Well, it's optional if you don't mind losing out on Amos.
Also, I think you mentioned that there would be another... Well, there would be at least one more party member later on. Is that what you said?
Yeah, more than one more, but yes.
That's pretty cool. What do we have to look forward to?
You'll see. Also, I should mention I didn't fight anything. Now that Murdaugh was defeated, he was the hardest boss we're gonna fight in a while, so now we're gonna start running a lot more. Also, we're gonna get into a scripted encounter here that we want to lose. That's why Barbara's in front. Like, it's a fight I could win, but you get so little experience and gold, and he takes so long to kill that it's just not worth it. You don't even lose any gold either.
I was just gonna fight the... Okay. I thought you were gonna fight the bartender guy.
The Scrimsley Terror.
Oh wow, okay.
He is the monster that was rampaging through town.
So, this is what the...
And there we go.
Yeah, but is this like what the guy transforms into that you mentioned?
Yep.
But is that just like a rumor, or is that true?
It's true.
Can he use his form in battle? That'd be awesome.
He can't, and it's completely useless.
Oh. It's underwhelming.
Also, if you fight his monster form without the Seeds of Reason, you get the chance to tell him the truth about his condition. He won't believe you at first, but after you leave the town and come back, you'll find that he's gone, and you never see him again. You just lose out on your chance to recruit him because you told him the truth and he's worried about the townsfolk's safety. But now, with the Seeds of Reason, he can control his monster form. Not that we care, but can.
That is such a big lost opportunity to not have him transform in battle.
Oh, he can transform. It's just you lose control of what he can do in the battle, so he's not going to use spells or items or anything. And one of his moves, Body Slam, it does 80% to the enemy, but it costs him 80% of his own hit points, so he could easily kill himself, like in a random battle.
Damn, imagine if Body Slam was as good as it was in Pokemon. That'd be an actually viable strategy.
Indeed.
Though I don't think it's worth calling a strategy because pretty much all you do in Pokemon is spam Body Slam until you get paralysis, but that's not the whole thing.
Yeah. Now, the job class system. Aren't you excited to finally get to see this?
Well, I guess. I'm not sure what to expect, really.
Okay, so basically, you see all those vocations. They all teach you different skills while you're in them, at the cost of some stats being raised and some stats being lowered. Or you can go classless and just have the exact same stats you had before, but you won't learn anything. For now, you want Rex and Carver in the Priest vocation so they can learn spells like Upper and Heal, stat buffs, and all of that. So that way we won't have to keep relying on Millie, since she has much lower HP than our melee attackers do. And Barbara will want to learn the Thief skill, so that we're not going to be using her in combat, but we get Sneak, which lowers the encounter rate and makes the game a lot faster. And don't worry, I'm almost done with this. Nevin isn't going to be used seriously, so we want him in Goof Off so he can get the Whistle command that summons random encounters, because the way you progress in job classes is the amount of monsters that you kill. Experience isn't mandatory, you just kill a bunch of monsters and that helps you out. And Millie, we actually wanted to get the Wizard class for her. Fighter is only good for the remakes when there's a move called Leg Sweep that you want to learn, but it's not going to be relevant here. And Amos is going to want to be a soldier because there are some helpful class skills that you get in soldier. In fact, Hassan wants to be a soldier too, it's just we want him learning priest spells first. And now we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight in the Dream Seeing Cave or Lucid Grotto, so that way we can advance our vocation. I know that was a lot, but you able to understand?
Yeah. This almost sounds like a New Game Plus kind of thing.
Skyzo, for the last time, it's not post-game. This is a long game.
Yeah, that's where the similarities come in, at least in my opinion.
Also, Amos can use boomerangs. Okay, so one more thing about this job class system that I should mention. Your level is actually important. Because, if the monsters are too much lower than your level, they won't give you experience towards your job class system. Which is actually part of the reason why I wanted to keep my levels low all this time. Because now we're going to start grinding some job skills. And the higher our levels, the harder monsters we'd have to fight. The harder monsters we'd have to fight, the more time they take to kill, and it just takes more time. Now, none of our guys are above level 15, so we get to fight really weak monsters.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, see, there you go. We already learned some new stuff.
I'm not sure why they didn't have the job class system in the first place.
Neither am I. That's a mystery to me. Well, actually... No, it's still a good question. One of the things about this game is that, like, it introduced a lot of new stuff, a lot of mechanical complexity that Dragon Quest never had before, and while a lot of it is good, there are times where it just feels like they had like this brainstorming session, and they just tried to squeeze in absolutely everything they had in that brainstorming session. And this job class system being one of those where they had to find a place to put it. So, right after the Act 1 boss.
Well, I guess the more features you have, the more talking points you have, and the more selling points you have. So, it doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter to an extent, but as long as you have a lot of systems that work, that function, then you have more things to brag about and more things to, I guess, put on the box. And you see this pretty much since games were a thing. Like, the more things you have, the more selling points, basically.
Yeah. Also, now I'm fighting the encounters so I can get more job experience. This defense seat I could have gotten way at the start of the game, but back then the Lucid Grotto was dangerous. We just had Rex and Carver, so since we were gonna grind here anyway, we wanted to wait until later before getting it. And now we have Whistle, so now the encounters are gonna be that much faster.
What does Whistle do?
It summons monsters.
So kind of like, what's that move from Pokemon? I think it's like Sweet Scent.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Sweet Scent. Basically has the same functionality as this.
Anyways, it takes 10 battles to get the power-up skill. What that does is it multiplies your next attack by 2 to 2.5 times, and it makes it so it has 100% accuracy. So we want that on Carver and Amos, which is why Amos is in that vocation right now. Level 15. That's important, because that's as high as your level can be before you get job experience here. Also, after 26 more battles, we get the upper spell on Rex and Carver. So now we're gonna go back and switch our vocations to Warrior for the two of them. Warrior gives the highest overall HP and power stats, at the expense of making you really slow. And the other thing is that Carver's going to be doing a lot of melee attacking, so he wants the power-up spell as well as a move called the Double-Edged Slash, which multiplies your attack even further by about 1.5 times, at the cost of doing a small fraction of the overall damage you do. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to go back and grind some more.
Okay, sounds good.
Also notice the typo. Rex is now a soldier.
Why?
Also, Millie is gonna go without a job class, because all of the viable ones for her either lower her HP or lower her MP. And we're not gonna do a lot more job class grinding till later, so we want her to have the durability. And finally, Nevin is gonna be a monster tamer. In the Super Nintendo version, you got the chance to recruit monsters if you're at a high enough job class. Now, most of them aren't really all that helpful in this version. For one reason or another, either there's too low of a chance to get them, their stats aren't competitive, or it's just not practical for one reason or the other, but there are some exceptions that I want to show off. And now that we've done 10 more battles, we're gonna whistle while we walk to the ship, and we're gonna get sneak for Nevin.
Wow, these encounters are going by very fast.
They do, don't they? Also, there's Vivify or Zing. That has a 50% chance of reviving someone at 50% HP. The other 50%, it fails outright, and you wasted a turn. Also, Knuckle Sandwich punches through defense, in this version at least. Not sure if it does in the remakes. And there's Sneak. We're gonna fight very little encounters from now on, and we're gonna head back to Arcbolt. Consider leaving a like if you enjoyed this video, sub if you wish to see more, and if you have anything to say, especially constructive criticism, feel free to share it in the comments. God bless y'all.
Okay, see you soon.